Any impact will immediately shatter the weapon. It's too fragile to act as a sword and not sturdy enough to be an effective axe. Let's see about that. You never said how much, you said any impact. Okay, but before we're starting with the more destructive tests, let's look at some other comments. First one, now do the rapidly swinging axe attack. Okay, I think he means this one. Let's have a look at it. So it's continuous downward slash in axe mode. One-handed, and he has his left hand on the axe. I mean, shouldn't be too difficult, right? Problematic thing is to find a place where I can do that without being seen by anyone. So we need axe mode. So this doesn't look like it does in the game, but it works. Let me have a look again. I want to do it justice. Right foot forward, left one back. Like this. Pretty low. Oh. Already hit the grass. This is always the nice part about all these trick weapons. You don't know how long I had to clean out all the melon pieces from the last video. Right foot forward, left one leaned back, and then like this. Oh! He's a bit lower, right? Okay. Let's call this one plausible. Okay, so next comment. Need to see you try the morphing attacks with it, especially the one where you spin it around your back during morph. So the morphing attacks. I think this is a perfect place to continue from our first attack, because I think he talks about this one. So we're in the wild swing that I just somewhat did, and then we've got a transformation into sword mode with a combo in between. So that's the morphing attack he's talking about. Let's see that one again. Now this is where it gets interesting. Okay, so we've got normal swing, got an uppercut, around the world, overhead from the right side, spinning around the back, one-handed, and then he comes back around to go into sword mode with an overhead strike. Whew. Now this is going to be a little bit more difficult, I think. Okay, so let's try to get the beginning down. So wild swing. I think we don't have to worry too much about that one. To here, and then he takes his second hand. Uppercut around the world, down low, spin around. Like this. I think the hit is right here. Comes back around, grabs it. Okay. Really happy I live in the middle of nowhere, but I'm still somewhat concerned about my two neighbors seeing me. Okay, let's try this again a little bit faster. Comes down here. I always want to go over top again. Around. Nope, not that one. Let me practice a little bit. Okay, next day. Apparently my microphone died. I can't charge it anymore, so hopefully video editing can get rid of all of the noise. Okay, I didn't talk about it in the video, but this thing weighs 1.9 kilograms, which for an axe isn't that heavy. But for a sword, it's a little bit heavy. I can definitely feel it in my right shoulder, my left shoulder. But let's see again. Did I do it? I'm not really sure, honestly. Better, but still a little bit clumsy, I gotta say. Now I don't think we need to try soft targets again. Okay, so let's move over to the strength tests. Interesting. I'm very concerned about its structural stability in any kind of strength test. Also, you might be forced into X mode with a strong tip hit. So I also thought about that, being forced into X mode. And you can see I put the hinge right here so that the only scenario where that can happen is when I hit from here upwards, which is pretty small space to begin with, but you're right, it could happen. Especially if you see now, currently in order to go into X mode, I just give it like a little bit of a flick so that the inertia carries the blade outwards. And then I simultaneously push upwards with my right hand so that it moves into X position. If I were to hold it like this and just without applying any pressure, this would happen. But let's see, even if I just squeeze a little bit so that kind of hold it together, comes out a little bit. So like from top to bottom and just a tip hit, you can see it comes out. I mean, this would still cut a lot, and we've come a little bit into X mode, but just slightly. There's still a deep cut even in wood. So I think, yeah, while it's not as effective as a normal sword would be, it still does some damage even when moving out of sword mode. Okay, so next one. Looks cool, yeah. Practical, nah. Durable, no way. Durability, we'll have to see about that. That's the last test I'll be doing. Practicality, it wasn't really planned, but one of the best features of this design is probably having this spike at the back. Poking with it, you've got some force, but actually swinging this could be some kind of a can opener, I could imagine. So let's try that out. If you were to compare this to like a weapon that's actually made for this task, the metal would be a very different geometry and it would be a lot thicker. So we'll have to see. I probably couldn't punch this through plate armor, but we can try on some chainmail. Okay, so let's try with some 4-in-1 chainmail. This is pretty thick. Got some 2mm wire here, so this should be plenty sturdy, and it's not really mild steel, it's not really carbon steel, but some kind of mildly tool steel-esque thing. I'm guessing my stand isn't really strong enough. Maybe let's just see what would happen if we are hitting a somewhat of a sturdier target with nothing behind there and just the chainmail directly connected to the wood. So yeah, you can see this works. And I know, I can already hear you typing. That would be very accurate because there's no padding. So let's add some padding. Okay, and now again, hard backing just for good measure. You can see where it punched the padding right through there, stuck in the wood. It also cut right through this link. So, yeah. Yes, I know. It's just butted mail. So I spent very many hours weaving this. This is round riveted mail with 8mm inner diameter. Took very long. So maybe leave a like, And just for good measure, let's also double the padding. Gotta say, I'm impressed. So here we've got a link that actually broke and opened up. And this was the fresh padding that I put on top that didn't have any holes previously. You can see we went through a little bit. Let's see if there's an exit wound, so to speak. There we have it. So it matches this one. And this one clearly didn't go through because otherwise the balloon would be popped. Now the thing is, does this mean my switch axe is crappy, or did I just make really good chainmail? So win-win in my case, I guess. But there's actually one thing I want to try out, which is the next comment. So this one. This is amazing. It would be useful if it locked in the configuration though. That way you could pull your hand back down the handle and generate more power. So like you would do with when swinging lock splitting axe or something like that, where you start here to start the swing, and then once you're swinging, you move down the handle. Let's try that with the chainmail again. Now it's probably pretty difficult to actually hit where I want to hit, but let's see if I can at least swing like he was saying I should try. Also seems like I completely... Oh! Oh, okay. So I would say there's a lot of power generated because I didn't pull out the screw again. I did, however, completely break it off. So I think there's a little bit more power generated that way. And as you can see, we're still going strong. Right? Doing good. Okay, and now for the part you've probably been waiting for. And to be honest with you, I'm not really sure if these switch axe will survive this, but let's see. Kind of feel like I should wear one of those fencing helmets, but this is the best I can muster up. Okay, but before going straight to firewood, let's start with some kindling. Okay, let's go to the big boys. Let's do another one for good measure. So I think I'll let the results speak for itself. Definitely some room for improvements. I'll try to do another version, but I gotta say I'm pretty happy with how sturdy even this one turned out. Special thanks to my patrons. And also, if you want to support me without going to Patreon, you can go to my website. There are still a lot of the challenge collector coins. And after giving this thing a thorough cleaning, I'll also be putting this one on the website for sale. So if you want to grab this one-of-a-kind switch axe, it's up there. So, thanks for watching, and I catch you in the next one.